So today I watched a video that's been going really viral on the internet lately, and honestly, some parts of it were super interesting while others were a little confusing too. The video was basically about the upcoming Avengers Doomsday movie, so I thought, why not make a video on it? So without wasting any time, let's get started. The biggest and probably most important Avengers Doomsday plot leak has finally surfaced online, and the reason I'm calling it important is because this leak comes from a very reliable source. In fact, this is the same person who leaked the plot of Avengers Endgame before its release, and that leak turned out to be completely accurate later on. For example, before Endgame released, this leaker revealed that the movie would open with Hawkeye losing his family after the snap. They also said the final scene would show Steve Rogers and Peggy Carter dancing together inside a small house in the past. They even mentioned that the Marvel title card would appear right after Hawkeye's scene, and after that we'd see Tony Stark and Nebula stranded in space playing a game with pieces of metal while Tony records a message for Pepper. Captain Marvel later arrives to save them. Even the fight between Tony and Steve was mentioned in the leak. There were many other details too, and most of them turned out to be true. And now, before Avengers Doomsday, the same person has shared a brand new leak for the movie. So guys, warning ahead, there are major spoilers from this point on. Now let's break everything down. This leak contains many details from the older leaks, but overall this version sounds much better and more believable. The movie reportedly begins with several X-Men scenes where they are fighting alternate versions of heroes during incursions. The X-Men possess a bomb capable of destroying rival planets, and because of that they've managed to win battles against multiple universes, including Sam Raimi's Spider-Man universe. Deadpool, Wolverine, and other X-Men are shown defending their world. According to the leak, characters like Iceman, Colossus, and Jean Grey die during these battles. This plot leak already feels different from the previous one because it mentions several X-Men characters who weren't even included in the official Doomsday cast announcement. After that, we revisit the ending of Avengers Endgame. Tony Stark's funeral is shown again, but from a different perspective. Before traveling back in time, Steve Rogers talks to Scott Lang about the consequences of time travel and staying in the past. Apparently, Scott is the only person who knows what Steve is about to do. Then the movie shifts to the Fantastic Four universe. We see Reed Richards and his family, Dr. Doom is present there, and Steve and Peggy are also living in that universe, something earlier leaks had already hinted at. Then we return to Earth 616. Sam Wilson and his version of the Avengers are shown during a training session at Sam's house. After that, the Thunderbolts appear fighting a group of criminals, and Mel arrives to take them to Avengers Tower. Both teams are warned about a massive threat coming from space. Dr. Doom and Steve Rogers arrive with the Fantastic Four aboard their ship, where they meet both Avengers teams. After discussing the situation, everyone heads to Wakanda because they need a mastermind to deal with the incursions. In Wakanda, Shuri asks Namor for help and he joins the team. Then the scene cuts to Thor and his daughter, Love. Love warns Thor that a terrible threat is coming. She's been having nightmares about Dr. Doom and the incursions. She can see the end of the multiverse and visions of everyone dying, which deeply concerns Thor. He immediately returns to Earth and heads to New Asgard, where we also see Valkyrie. Thor later travels to Wakanda to join the others. And honestly, this makes sense because Love is kind of the living embodiment of eternity, meaning she may already be able to see future multiversal events. After Thor arrives, the heroes split into 3 different groups. One team goes to the Fantastic Four universe, another goes to the X-Men universe, and the third heads to the TVA. Steve chooses to go to the TVA because he wants to meet Loki. Apparently, Loki was the one who sent him to the Fantastic Four universe. Meanwhile, the heroes who travel to the X-Men universe, along with Dr. Doom, encounter the X-Men. As soon as their ship arrives, Nightcrawler teleports inside and attacks them. Since Nightcrawler's teleportation abilities are extremely dangerous, this leads to several intense fight scenes. We reportedly get battles like Cyclops versus Sam Wilson Yelena versus Mystique Shang-Chi versus Gambit. And according to the leak, Cyclops absolutely destroys Sam Wilson in their fight. Eventually, both sides settle things peacefully. Monica Rambeau also appears, but because she has been trapped in another universe for so long, she's become seriously ill. At the TVA, we get emotional scenes between Steve, Thor, and Loki. The reunion between Thor and Loki as brothers is described as beautiful and emotional. This is one reason why many fans may prefer this leak over the previous one. Earlier rumors claimed Loki would die and Thor would never get to see him again. But according to this leak, Loki survives. We also see flashback scenes where Doctor Doom fights Sylvie. Mobius and Hunter B-15 are apparently killed by Doom, but Loki survives. Once everyone realizes Doctor Doom is the true villain, Steve and Thor travel to the X-Men universe to confront him. Doom finally reveals himself in front of all the heroes. Then comes what the leaker calls the craziest action sequence in the movie. Robots emerge from a facility and attack the X-Mansion. These robots are controlled by Doctor Doom, and they are most likely Sentinels. This might even be the same scene teased in the Doomsday trailer where Cyclops removes his visor and fires his optic blast. Thor, Gambit, Steve, Cyclops, and Namor team up to fight Doom in an insane 5 versus 1 battle. Doctor Doom kills Nightcrawler and Mystique. Yelena asks Bob to fight Doom, so Sentry joins the battle, but after taking heavy damage, Bob loses control and unleashes the Void. Unfortunately, the Void starts attacking the heroes instead. Professor X tries to enter Void's mind to stop him, but Void kills Professor X. Honestly, it's kind of funny because Professor X has already died in multiple movies, and apparently he's going to die again in Doomsday. Eventually, Bob regains control over the Void, but by then several heroes and background characters have already died. Later, Steve and Thor confront Doom again, and this is where Doom reveals his real plan. He needs Reed and Sue's son, Franklin Richards, in order to create a new world. Dr. Doom captures Franklin from the Fantastic Four ship while Herbie tries to protect him. Doom then turns Herbie into his servant as well. A portal appears, Doom enters it, and Steve follows him. They arrive in Doom's universe, which is apparently the same Fantastic Four universe, and travel to Latveria. Inside Doom's castle, we see all of his servants dressed like witches. Doom begins explaining his backstory to Steve, and then we discover that Doctor Strange and Clea are also working alongside Doom, and that's where the leak ends. So guys, this leak is somewhat similar to the previous one because many key points are still the same. But there are also a lot of new details, new characters, and major changes regarding certain character fates. Personally, the best thing about this leak is that Loki survives. That alone makes this version feel much better to me than the earlier leak, where Doom was supposedly going to rip Loki's heart out, which honestly sounded way too crazy. So, what do you guys think about this new Avengers Doomsday leak? Do you prefer the older leak or this new one? I think most fans are probably going to like this version more because Loki survives. That's it for today's video. If you enjoyed it, make sure to leave a like and subscribe to the channel. Don't forget to press the bell icon so you never miss any future videos. Also share this video with your friends who would enjoy it, and let me know your thoughts in the comments below. I read all your comments. I'll see you guys in the next video. Until then, take care and keep learning.